Business Report.
Good evening. Tonight, with 137,876 visitors in the first 26 days of October, Sri Lanka's tourism industry shows robust growth. Following the Prime Minister's suggestion, the Cabinet has passed a resolution to fill 8,547 vacancies across various government ministries and institutions. The ASPI and S&P SR20 both ended the day down, indicating a decline in Sri Lanka's stock market. The all-share price index saw a significant drop. And all major indices closed at new highs for the second day in a row as Wall Street continued its rally.
From Studio 24C, here's Anuradi Vikramasinghe.
A very good evening and welcome to the nightly business report on Derana news channel. Sri Lanka's tourism sector showed strong growth in October, welcoming 137,876 tourists in the first 26 days. This marks a 21.8% increase compared to the 113,189 visitors recorded during the same period last year.
Sri Lanka's tourism sector has welcomed 137,876 tourists in the first 20 days of October this year, showing continued year-on-year growth. This represents a 21.8% increase compared to 113,189 arrivals during the same period last year. Year to date, the country has recorded 1,863,370 tourist arrivals, marking a 16.6% rise from 1,597,997 arrivals last year. Despite this growth, the Sri Lankan Tourism Development Authority warns the country may struggle to meet its full year targets. SLTDA projections for 2025 outline three scenarios: a lower scenario of 2.415 million arrivals, a conservative scenario of 2.676 million arrivals, and an optimistic scenario of 3 million. With October arrivals lagging full-month projections, Sri Lanka is currently behind the pace needed to meet even the conservative target. India remains the largest source market, contributing 41,095 tourists in October, followed by the United Kingdom, China, Russia, and Germany.
C. Amarasekara and K.G.P. Sitakumara have been appointed Deputy Governors of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka effective October 24th and November 3rd respectively. Dr. Amarasekara has served the Central Bank for over 22 years. Before his new appointment, he was the Assistant Governor overseeing the Departments of Economic Research, Statistics, Market Operations, Facilities Management and Macroprudential Surveillance. Mr. Sitakumara has contributed more than 25 years of service to the Central Bank in various capacities. He previously held the position of Assistant Governor supervising key functions such as currency management, public debt management and deposit insurance. He also oversaw financial sector resolution, finance and other corporate services at different times. The appointment strengthened the senior leadership team of the central bank as it continues to manage the country's monetary and financial stability. The Cabinet has approved a resolution to fill 8,547 vacancies across multiple government departments and institutions following a proposal presented by the Prime Minister.
The Cabinet has approved a resolution to fill 8,547 vacancies across various government departments and institutions. The decision was presented by the Prime Minister and received full Cabinet endorsement. A committee led by Secretary to the Prime Minister reviewed the country's recruitment needs and priorities. The committee's recommendations form basis of the Cabinet's approval of the mass recruitment initiative. Vacancies span multiple sectors, reflecting the government's efforts to strengthen public service delivery. Officials emphasize that filling these positions will enhance efficiency across departments and institutions. The recruitment drive is expected to provide significant employment opportunities for qualified candidates nationwide. The government aims to implement the hiring process promptly to ensure positions are filled without delays.
Sri Lanka and Australia have signed bilateral agreements on external debt restructuring, marking a major step in Sri Lanka's efforts to restore debt sustainability. The agreements were signed by Finance, Planning and Economic Development Ministry Secretary Dr. Harshana Suryaperima on behalf of Sri Lanka. The signed documents were officially exchanged with Australia's High Commissioner Designate to Sri Lanka, Matthew Duckworth. The Finance Ministry described the agreements as a reflection of Sri Lanka's commitment to conclude the external debt restructuring process promptly. Under the agreements, Australia has agreed to provide debt relief by rescheduling Sri Lanka's outstanding obligations. The total debt restructured through this bilateral agreement amounts to approximately $39 million. Officials noted that the deal not only supports Sri Lanka's economic stability but also strengthens the long-standing relationship between the two countries. Let's take a short break now. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back to the Nightly Business Report. Sri Lanka's stock market slipped today as both the ASPI and S&P SL20 closed in the red. The all-share price index recorded a notable decline, reflecting cautious investor sentiment amid regional market fluctuations. The S&P SL20 also dropped, led by losses in key blue-chip stocks. For further insights on this, we have Dilhari Dias from First Capital Holdings.
Thank you, Anuradhi. The Colombo bourse began the trading session on a higher note. However, the higher selling sentiment pushed the market to the red zone by the end of the day. Due to the downward movement in banks and conglomerates, all-share price index was down by approximately 100 points and closed at 22,689. However, the boosted selling pressure seemed to slow down during the latter half of the day. The top negative drivers for the day were John Keel's Holdings, Senkatagala Finance PLC, Sampath Bank PLC, City Holdings PLC and LOLC Holdings PLC. Retail investor participation was mainly observed on selected capital goods sector counters, whereas the high net worth participation also remained high. The total turnover stood at 6.2 billion rupees, which was 17% lower than the monthly average that stood at 7.4 billion rupees. The capital goods sector dominated turnover, contributing 34% to the total, while the food, beverage and tobacco and banking sectors collectively accounted for 21%. The top three price gainers were Lanka Realty Investments PLC, Colombo Dockyard PLC and CM Holdings PLC, whereas the top three price losers were Senkatagala Finance PLC, Samsung International PLC and Lake House Printers and Publishers PLC. Thank you.
The Sri Lankan rupee weakened further against the US dollar today, hitting the 300 rupee mark for the first time since September 2024. The depreciation reflects ongoing pressure on the currency amid broader economic challenges. For further insights on this, we have Ranjan Ranatunga from First Capital Holdings.
Thank you, Anuradhi. The Sri Lankan rupee, currently on a depreciation trajectory, recorded depreciation of 3.8% year to date, to close at 304 rupees today. The depreciation of the currency is after 2 years of appreciation, where in the year of 2023, the currency appreciated by 9.7% and in 2022, the currency appreciated by 10.8% as well. The recent depreciation of the currency is largely on the back of increased imports and widened trade deficit. In terms of the imports, Sri Lanka recorded a total imports growth of 10.5% for the first 8 months of the year, bringing the total imports to $13.3 billion, while trade deficit also widened by 19.6% year to date, with recording a 4.3 billion for the first 8 months of 2025. The widened trade deficit was largely caused by imports outgrowing the pace of exports during the period. Meanwhile, to offset the full impact from the widened trade deficit on currency and for the purpose of reserve building, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka has actively purchased dollars from the market, with the September month, Central Bank purchasing $177.3 million, while for the full year so far, Central Bank has purchased a net of $1.4 billion from the market. Looking ahead, we at First Capital believe that the currency may further depreciate towards the fourth quarter of 2025, largely due to the increased demand that is coming from the seasonal imports, with the LKR standing between 300 to 310 rupees for the current year, while we expect a further depreciation in 2026 with currency to stand between 305 to 315 rupees in 2026. Thank you.
Gold prices extended losses today, falling to a near 3-week low. Investor optimism over a potential US-China trade deal reduced demand for safe haven bullion. Spot gold declined 1%, reaching $3,941.65 per ounce. This level marks the lowest price for gold since the 10th of October. The market is also anticipating key central bank policy announcements this week. Traders are weighing the impact of global economic developments on gold's appeal. The easing of trade tensions has shifted focus from gold to riskier assets. assets. Analysts say gold could remain under pressure unless geopolitical or economic uncertainties increase. Market watchers note that any delays in trade talks could quickly boost gold prices. Currency fluctuations, particularly in the dollar, are also influencing bullion movements. Oil prices fell 2% today, marking their third consecutive day of declines. Investors assess the impact of U.S. sanctions on Russia's two largest oil companies, Lukoil and Rosneft. Brent crude futures dropped 2% to $64.33 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate fell 2% to $60.11 a barrel. Last week, Brent and WTI posted their biggest weekly gain since June following the sanctions announcement. Analysts are debating how significantly the sanctions will affect Russian oil exports. Following the U.S. sanctions, Russia's second largest oil producer Lukoil said it would sell its international assets. This is the most consequential action so far by a Russian company in the wake of Western sanctions over Russia's war in Ukraine, which started in February of 2022. Before, we mentioned the Sri Lankan rupee has slipped further against the US dollar today compared to yesterday. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka reported that the buying rate of the US dollar rose from 299 rupees and 98 cents to 300 rupees and 48 cents. Here's a closer look now at how the Sri Lankan rupee has been performing against other major global currencies. Take a short break now. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back to the Nightly Business Report. NanoShine, an eco-friendly vehicle and building cleaning solution from Japan, has been launched in Sri Lanka, offering a water-based natural wax coating that protects and maintains surfaces with minimal effort.
NanoShine, a new Japanese-made cleaning solution, has officially launched in the Sri Lankan market. The product is designed for both vehicles and buildings, offering an innovative approach to maintenance and protection. It is an environmentally friendly solution using only water and natural waxes, making it safe for the planet. NanoShine creates an ultra-thin glass coating that can be applied to car bodies, headlights, wheels, windows and other parts. This protective layer not only enhances the appearance of vehicles but also provides long-lasting durability. For regular cleaning, simply using water is sufficient, reducing the need for harsh chemicals. The coating technology ensures that surfaces remain clean, shiny and well protected for extended periods. NanoShine aims to combine convenience, sustainability and high performance for vehicle and building maintenance. The launch reflects growing demand for Sri Lanka for eco-friendly, high-quality cleaning solutions.
Oxford College of Business has been awarded the Platinum Award for Asia's Best Integrated Report at the 11th Asia Integrated Reporting Awards in Singapore. The college also secured the Silver Award for Asia's Best Sustainability Report at the Asia Sustainability Reporting Awards, held at the same event. AIRA and ASRA are highly respected industry-neutral awards recognizing excellence in transparency, ESG leadership and ethical value creation across Asia, the Pacific and the Middle East. This year introduced the Platinum Award reserved for the top performing report in each category, surpassing traditional gold, silver and bronze tiers. In the Asia's Best Integrated Report category, OCB emerged as the top performer ahead of Alumex PLC, which got gold, and Salkut Berhad. In Asia's Best Sustainability Report category, OCB earned silver, with Nexif Raj Energy taking platinum and Concept 4 Limited winning gold. 6 academics from SLIIT have been recognized among the top 2% of researchers worldwide in the 2025 Stanford Elsevier rankings, highlighting the institute's global research excellence.
6 academics from the Sri Lanka Institute of Information Technology have been recognized among the top 2% of researchers globally in the 2025 Stanford Elsevier rankings. This achievement reaffirms SLIIT's position as a hub for quality and progressive research. The recognition is not only a testament to individual excellence but also reflects the Institute's commitment to advancing knowledge. For the 2025 single-year list, SLIIT was represented by 6 distinguished academics. They include Professor Charitha Jaruk from the School of Humanities Sciences and Dr. Bhagya Nathalie Silva from the School of Computing. Also featured are Professor Danushka Udayankar from the School of Humanities and Sciences and Professor Dushanta Jayakuri from the School of Engineering. Senior Deputy Vice Chancellor and Associate Professor Nimal Rajapaksha from the School of Engineering was also among the honorees.
Homelands Group has made significant progress on the Bayfonte Marina Resort apartments and villas in Negombo, Sri Lanka's first tourist resort apartment complex. Following a successful groundbreaking and foundation stone ceremonies, construction on this landmark development is now well underway. The project will feature 288 luxury apartments and 33 exclusive villas offering stunning lagoon and city views. Bayfonte Marina is strategically located near Bandaranaike International Airport, the expressway and Negombo city, ensuring unmatched connectivity and convenience. The development includes world-class amenities such as a private pier, marina jet ski facilities and a star-class restaurant. Homelands Group Chairman Nalin Herad said that the project redefines real estate investment in Sri Lanka, catering to the booming tourist demand. Tokyo Cement Group posted 16.3 billion rupee turnover with 1 billion rupees profit for the second quarter of this year, driven by stable volumes despite margin pressures from Trincomalee expansion. The company noted that capitalization of the Trincomalee expansion impacted overall profit margins.
Tokyo Cement Group reported a turnover of 16,322 million rupees and a PAT of 1,003 million rupees for the second quarter, ending on the 30th of September this year. The quarter began with a renewed optimism in the construction sector, reflecting a sustained boom in activity. Manufacturers and suppliers of construction materials reported continued volume growth, supported by stable pricing driving overall sector performance. September recorded the highest cement sales volume since 2022 economic crisis, aided by lower rainfall that allowed construction sites to operate uninterrupted. Lower interest rates and improved macroeconomic stability spurred expansion in private sector credit, boosting investment in construction and real estate. Government-led infrastructure initiatives, including the Kadawatha-Mirigama section of the Central Expressway, further strengthened the sector activity. Tokyo Cement said it maintains a conservative short to medium-term outlook but remains confident in the country's economic fundamentals.
LOLC Finance PLC has been ranked 14th overall in the top 100 most valuable brands of Sri Lanka and secured the #1 position in the non-banking financial services sector, according to Brand Finance. The company achieved a strong brand rating of AA+ with a brand value of 11,528 million rupees. This recognition underscores LOLC Finance's dominance in the NBFI sector, placing it ahead of competitors in overall rankings. Brand Finance's study evaluates brands based on financial performance, stability, market recognition, credibility, and consumer trust. CEO Krishant Tilakaratna highlighted that LOLC Finance leads the industry in assets, liabilities, and profitability, while being a market leader in SME finance, personal finance, Islamic finance, factoring, and agricultural product financing. The company also boasts the largest digital footprint in Sri Lanka's digital banking sector through its iPay platform, handling over 60% of e-wallet transactions. Let's take a short commercial break. Global business updates coming on the other side. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back to the Nightly Business Report. Most Asian stock markets slipped today as investors weighed new U.S. diplomatic developments in the region. Markets awaited key central bank decisions scheduled later this week. Major Wall Street indexes reached record highs overnight, driven by gains in the tech sector. U.S. stock index futures remained largely unchanged during Asian trading hours. U.S. President Donald Trump met Japan's new Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi in Tokyo yesterday. The leaders discussed defense cooperation, trade, and a $550 billion U.S. investment package supporting infrastructure, clean energy and technology projects. Japan's Nikkei 225 fell 0.4% today, while the broader Topix index declined 0.6% after the previous session's record surge. Wall Street extended its rally today with all major indexes closing at record highs for the second consecutive day. Investor optimism grew amid renewed hopes of progress in US-China trade talks and anticipation of a busy week of earnings from leading technology firms.
Wall Street's main indexes posted record closing highs for the second session in a row on Monday, with the Dow adding nearly 0.75%, the S&P 500 climbing almost 1.25% to close above 6,800 for the first time ever, and the Nasdaq soaring just under 2%. U.S.-listed shares of Chinese companies were among the day's winners, with Alibaba Group, JD.com, PDD Holdings, and Baidu all rallying. And chip stocks surged, with the Philadelphia SE Semiconductor Index hitting a fresh record high. The sector was boosted by an 11% gain in Qualcomm, which unveiled 2 AI chips for data centers with commercial availability beginning next year. AI chip leader NVIDIA also rose. Other movers included Keurig Dr. Pepper, which gained more than 7.5% after lifting its annual sales forecast and raising about $7 billion to finance its purchase of Dutch coffee giant JDE Peet's. The market rally will be tested later this week when earnings roll in from 5 of the heavyweight Magnificent 7 megacaps, including Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon.
Amazon is planning to cut up to 30,000 corporate positions as part of its efforts to streamline operations and address overhiring that occurred during the pandemic. The move reflects the company's ongoing push to reduce costs and improve efficiency amid shifting economic conditions.
Amazon is planning its biggest job cuts since 2022. It's aiming to axe as many as 30,000 corporate positions starting Tuesday. According to 3 people familiar with the matter, the e-commerce giant is paring back expenses and compensating for overhiring during the peak demand of the pandemic. The figure is roughly 10% of Amazon's corporate employees. Cuts beginning this week may affect teams such as human resources, operations, and Amazon Web Services. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy said in June artificial intelligence tools would likely lead to more job cuts, automating repetitive and routine tasks. Earlier this year, he installed an anonymous complaint line for identifying inefficiencies. Sources say Amazon's 5-day back-to-office policy, among tech's most stringent, has failed to generate enough attrition. The sources cite that as another reason for the size of the layoff. Some of the employees who are not swiping in daily because they live far from corporate offices or for other reasons are being told they have voluntarily quit Amazon and must leave without severance, a saving for the company. Meanwhile, Amazon appears to be expecting another big holiday selling season. It plans to offer 250,000 seasonal jobs to help staff warehouses and other needs, the same as in the past 2 years.
Thank you for watching the Nightly Business Report on Other Derana News channel. We value your opinion, so please share your thoughts and feedback with us through email at feedback.adncenglish@derana.lk or via WhatsApp at 076-805-7933. We'll see you again tomorrow with the latest updates in the business globe. Vinod Varnasurya will join you next with Other Derana Sports Central. Until then, I'm Anuradi and thank you very much for watching. Have a good night.